What's up, everyone, and welcome back to HBCU Game Day. I am Symone Stanley in our Atlanta studios, and we are 2 weeks away from the 2024 NFL Draft. Over the next couple of days on HBCU Game Day, we will be showcasing some HBCU prospects that are hoping to hear their name called over the weekend. Today, we are joined by quarterback out of Howard University, Quinton Williams. Quinton, thank you so much for the time, and we also have our very own Wilton Jackson. So, Quinton, we are 2 weeks away from the draft. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling good. It's been a great journey. I've enjoyed the experience and just everything that comes with it. So I'm kind of just taking it one day at a time.
How did you see your game grow over your time with the Bison?
Um, I think I came a long way since my freshman year, essentially thrown into the fire as a true freshman. Just kind of, taking what comes with being a starter quarterback of a university and just a community as a whole. I think I've grown enormously over these past 5 years. I just continue to hone in on my skills and just, try to get better each year and taking it every day at a time, really.
Now, Quinn, before I even get into a football question, this question first goes without saying. I mean, so which is the real HU? Is it Howard or is it Hampton?
Howard, no doubt, man. Undeniably Howard.
Now, you know what he was going to say. Come on now.
Exactly.
You have to ask a neutral party.
Let me ask you this, man. Where have you seen your biggest area of growth leading into this, within this pre-draft process?
I would say just transforming my body. That's been my biggest thing that I'm trying to work on now. Just get bigger, stronger, faster. Of course, it's still honing on the X's and O's of the game. You can never be too ahead with that. So but that's been my main focus, just trying to get bigger and faster and stronger.
What part of your game are you the most proud of right now?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
What part of your game are you the most proud of or confident in right now?
I would say my ability on the board, just X's and O's and just learning, being able to learn the system and adjust and adapt and fit my game and kind of just do my thing within the system. So I would say that's the one thing I'm really proud of, my ability to get on the board and just talk ball and chop it up with different schemes and different type of play styles. So.
How would you say Howard prepared you for this next phase of coming into the NFL? I know the coach that you have, dynamic coach, transformed the program. That goes without saying. But how would you say that your coach and the program, Howard in general, has prepared you for this next step?
Like I said, just being able to adapt to new scenarios, as we talked about my freshman year, having a different head coach, and then that situation changing when Coach Scott's getting the job, just embracing something new, and just, attacking it head on, really. I think he kind of just molded us as a team, not only myself, but just, attack what's next. So that's kind of what I'm taking this process as well, attacking what's next, whether that's training, meeting with teams, or, just doing the whole nine, really.
Are there any particular quarterbacks that you look at that you kind of mold your game after?
I think, to me, my favorite quarterback of all time is Aaron Rodgers. So I kind of, there's different ways that he throws the ball, being off platform and able to, just control the game. But my favorite quarterback of all time is Tom Brady. You can't go against a proven winner. So.
And he is a student of the game. Do you think you're a student of the game? Do you like reading the playbook and things like that?
Say that again.
I said Tom Brady is known for being a student of the game. Would you say that about yourself?
Yes, very much so. I kind of, just looking at his game and being able to do what he does in terms of just, just not getting all at one time. I feel like that's an important characteristic to have. Just understanding the situation of the game and just taking it one play at a time. You understand you can only play one play at a time. You can't get any snaps back. So I think that for sure.
What did you learn from the Celebration Bowl, being on a national stage, playing in Mercedes-Benz Stadium? You guys had a fight till the end of the season to make it there. What was that journey like to that big stage?
It was tough. The game obviously didn't end the way we wanted it to end, but just the environment and the weeks leading up to the game is really just a different vibe. Our conference is really tough. Every game matters. One loss can change the future of the conference, in terms of where you want to be at the end of the season. So just we took a tough loss to South Carolina State, but we understood everything we wanted was right in front of us in terms of everybody had to come to our home field, in order for us to get to that conference championship and Celebration Bowl. So once we were able to do that, just that experience and the vibe of the environment and the Celebration Bowl, being at our first time as a university there, the fans showed up and they showed out. Just being in the whole process up until the game, people were just, inboxing me, emailing me, DMing me on Instagram, Twitter, just saying congratulations, So it was a good feeling, if I could, I wish we could do it all over one more time, man. But, it's a great feeling.
What was it like playing in the NFL stadium, like right before, you're going to be graduating and going into the NFL, your last game being played in an NFL stadium?
It was crazy. We played in a couple of NFL stadiums. My freshman year, we played at Chicago. And then we ended up playing at Raymond James when we played USF last year. But I think those are open stadiums. So like when we got into Atlanta Mercedes-Benz and like pregame, I'm big in pregame. We just put your headphones on. It's like you're in a different space. You look up in the sky and the lights are bright and the scoreboard's humongous. But it just felt good to be in that space. Like we talked to my coach and stuff like that when we had our pregame warm the day before. Like it was just like a different feeling being in that stadium. So it was a great feeling.
Quinn, I want to ask you this, man. Like, and it kind of leads up to when you guys got a chance to play in the Celebration Bowl. Had to get some critical wins and obviously some tough plays and some critical moments. What's your mindset like in those moments? Because it doesn't seem like you're ever just like rattled or stressed per se. Walk me through those moments of what you're feeling in those type of environments.
We kind of had a tough slate, I would say. Going to conference play, we started out our conference play with Norfolk State for homecoming. So that's a big game. We ended up being down coming out of the second half, so we had to fight back in that one. That was a great game, and the crowd shut up. And homecoming is homecoming, Then we went on to Del State and had to fight that one out at Del State. And then we dropped one to South Carolina State for their homecoming. But these are big games, like the South Carolina game. Just being in that stadium as it got to nightfall and it's their homecoming, like it was like a fog that took over the field, and we had to go down and score. So like as we're driving the field for our last drive, it's just like silent. Like you could hear a pin drop. Like that's how emotional it was. And then unfortunately, when we came up short on fourth down, like the stadium just erupted. So then that was that one, and then kind of just in the locker room, like you could just feel the vibe of the team, not necessarily like letting go. And we talk about not letting go of the rope for our team. But everybody understood what was ahead of us. And, the team we had next week in North Carolina Central was a team, regardless of what happened throughout the season, that, we had to get that one. But just being able to, showcase our talents for 4 quarters on 3 phases of the ball, defense, special teams, and offense, to show we were capable of, and the bounce back win at home, that was big. And then Morgan State, it was a tough team, tough defensive team. We knew it was at stake, last year when we shared a title with Central last year. We were at Morgan State, and, we were celebrating on their home field. So we knew it was at stake, and we knew that they were trying to play spoiler for us. That came down to the wire. We ended up, scoring late in the third, and then we had an 8-minute drive to finish the game. So just for me, I think Coach Scott does a great job of keeping me, melancholy and just keeping me poised. I have like a couple of things I do during the game to kind of just keep me like level-headed. That I just, whether we're in a timeout situation or, just breaking, I kind of just step away from the offensive huddle. And, Coach Scott, we'll just chop it up for like 30 seconds, then we'll both approach the huddle, me and him together, and then we'll just kind of go from there. But that's kind of how I just stay even keeled throughout the course of the game.
How did the competition in the MEAC make you better?
The MEAC has some ballers. I will say when I went down to the HBCU Legacy Bowl and we played in that game, you kind of like, during the season, you like how, like when you have these tough losses, like how do these losses happen? But then when you get on the same field as them, like it's like, oh, they got some guys. Like some guys that stood out to me that weekend was the linebacker from Morgan State. He's a sideline guy. And then Townsend from Hampton that plays linebacker as well, sideline backer. And then Knock that plays corner for Morgan State, Jordan Tolles. Like these are guys that made plays throughout the week. Jablonski Green. So these are guys, like, and the guys who have, NFL caliber players as well. So, just being alongside them in that game was really crazy, and you're just seeing it. So, I'm proud to say I'm coming from the MEAC and, the tough ball that we produce.
Did you grow up a fan of any NFL team?
Say that one more time.
Did you grow up a fan of any NFL team?
You said, did I grow up?
A fan of any NFL team?
Oh, my favorite team is San Francisco 49ers. That was just so happened to be the first game I went to. They played the Redskins, and then they just ended up winning the game. So like whoever won the game, I was gonna be a fan of. But the 49ers, that's my mom, man. We got to get it done one of these years. But that's my favorite team.
You might have made her mad. She's a Eagles fan.
I love watching y'all lose at Super Bowl, so thank you. So what do you think about Brock Purdy? He was an underrated guy in the draft, the last pick in the draft, and he goes on and proves that, it doesn't matter where you get picked, you can still find a way to shine in the league.
That's just a testimony to the resiliency as a player. Being a quarterback is tough, one of the tougher positions throughout football in general, just because only one guy gets to play. So you're kind of just waiting your turn, and you talk about not getting a lot of reps, especially around the 1 or the 2. We're just hearing the conversation that they have, that Kyle Shanahan was having about him. He was talking about to their GM that he thinks that their third string guy is the best quarterback on the roster. That's just crazy. But, just a testament to him, and just how he is as a player, being able, unfortunately, he took a rough injury a year ago, his rookie year. He was having a great season, and just to be able to bounce back and try to compete for the job all over again, and gain the respect of the team and not only the league. So that's one player I will say, like, it's a testament to, late guys coming in the draft, or guys that unfortunately don't get drafted. There's still opportunities. So
An inspiration. I love it.
If it's one athlete that you could talk to, it doesn't necessarily have to be a football player, but if it's one athlete that you could talk to for advice or anything of that nature, who would it be and why?
one athlete advice. I think, okay, so 2. One would be LeBron James, because like this Bron near deep in my heart, man. I can't. That's my guy, man. But just longevity, and be able to stick. He was put into tough circumstances coming into his rookie year. He had a lot of weight on his shoulders. So just seeing it from that perspective, and how to one thing that I like to keep for me that I was taught early on, keep your house clean. You can't really be on someone else or get on someone else if your house isn't clean. So I kind of piggyback that to Bron. Like, he just is a great player, been a great player for years. You never hear too much about him on a bad service. Only thing you might hear on the jokingly is like that he be lying about seeing stuff happen before it happened. But other than that, he kind of keeps his nose clean and does the right thing. But from a football player perspective, that I would just want to pick their brain. I would say probably just Michael Vick. That's kind of one of the guys I watched growing up. Just seeing him play, and he has some longevity in the league with multiple different teams, and just how he carried himself through and throughout. So that's kind of one of the guys that I would love to just pick their brain and see what they thought.
I like it. So what would a team be getting in Quinton if they ended up drafting you?
I think, or I know that a team will be getting a guy that wants to compete, a competitor, someone that's willing to do whatever. Just a guy that a team first guy that that's willing to work hard. And that'll be just a competitor, man. I love to compete, and just looking for an opportunity, honestly.
Well, we can't wait to see how your football journey continues to go. We're going to be watching, and we're going to be rooting for you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Well, guys, I am Symone Stanley. He is Quinton Williams, quarterback out of Howard University. We also have our very own Wilton Jackson on the end. This is HBCU Game Day. Thank you guys so much.